Hello everyone. My name is Ben Burnett, and I'm presenting some of our excuse me, our intermediary results on using half precision on the A64FX. This is joint work with me, my advisors, Sigal Gottlieb, Zachary Grant, Alpha Hariudono, and Gaurav Khanna. This talk is going to be split into three different parts. One is the introduction, trying to motivate why we're looking into mixed precision methods. Two is we are going to be diving a little bit into the math behind what we're trying to do, just to give an understanding of what the methods are trying to achieve. And then I'll be finishing off with some conclusions and some thoughts on future work that we're trying to achieve. So first off, the introduction, what mixed precision methods are trying to do. To start this comes with the philosophy of no free lunch. Nothing is acquired for free and necessarily must cost us something. This is a philosophy that's been around and philosophers have been thinking about for centuries now, and it shows up a lot in computing. Particularly in the case of mixed precision methods, this shows its head when dealing with floating point precisions. Typically in scientific computing, we've been limited to single and double precision. In many applications, you would find that double precision is considered a high precision and single precision is considered a low precision. But with modern architectures, half and quadruple precisions have been showing up, and half precision is the one we are curious to look at on the A64FX. With these different precisions comes different accuracies. Naturally, with the quadruple precision, we achieve the most accuracy. But with this accuracy, there comes a trade-off. This plot isn't necessarily related to the A64FX. This is mostly just a motivation for what we're trying to do. But this is from a talk given by Mark Horowitz back in 2014 about the cost of high precision computation. And the thing to note is that the higher these floating point operations that we perform, there is a cost to them, both in energy and time. And so when we talk about no free lunch when dealing with precision, we're saying that with high quadruple precision, there is a necessary cost that comes to us in the form of computation time and energy. And so with this motivation, this thought of trade-off between accuracy and computation time, I'll be going into an introduction of the mixed precision Runge-Kutta methods that we're dealing with. Runge-Kutta methods are a numerical, they're a numerical method for solving a general ODE. du dt is given by some f of u. For this problem, for this intermediary problem that I'm presenting here, we're going to be solving the van der Pol system using the implicit midpoint rule shown here. And to solve this implicit midpoint rule, the important computational kernel is this implicit stage. Implicit because it has the same value on both sides of the equation. And in order to solve this, we need to use a Newton-Raphson method, which is an iterative zero solving method. And this is important because this iterative method is both computationally intense and iterative. It needs to reach a certain tolerance. And so when thinking about how we can manage the trade-offs in a mixed precision case, we come up with a naive, we would like to say that, what if we can perform this expensive computational kernel in a low precision? And that brings us to the naive mixed precision implicit midpoint method, where the epsilon here shows that we are now performing this math kernel at a low precision. And this explicit stage, the update stage of the time stepping method, is now done in our high or target precision. And so the first thing that we're concerned about when doing this naive mixed precision method is the accuracy. And when we do this, we see this kind of a convergence plot. The convergence plot here is showing that as we shrink our time step, give it a lower DT, we expect to get a lower error. And so our accuracy in this case is given by lower error. So we see right off the bat that up here at the top is half and single precision, and those succumb to floating point roundoff errors rather quickly. But what is really interesting is that here in the middle here, we see that our real I should say, this is done, I should give a little bit more information about the plot. Sorry, I'll back up a little bit. So when I say F, that's our high target precision that this explicit update stage is performed in. And the R is what is the reduced precision that the implicit kernel is done in. And this were done in Fortran, so it uses Fortran naming convention for its data types. Real 128 is quadruple precision. On x86, on ARM, however, that's extended precision in Fortran. Quadruple precision wasn't supported, and so it uses the 80-bit extended precision behind the scenes. And so that's the naming convention of these plots. Sorry about that. So going back to this, we see that in green, double precision goes and it reaches about 10 to the minus 16th before it succumbs to floating point roundoff error, which we would think. Quadruple precision, we cut off before it does anything else. And the mixed double single, we are able to achieve higher accuracy for mixed double single, but it's rather unstable. So this is a naive mixed precision implementation. What the work that the group that I'm working with is doing is coming up with an error correcting method for correcting these errors that we see by using mixed precision. And to do that, we keep the implicit method, implicit step the same, and the explicit stage the same, but we add in an additional update stage that is explicit in nature and iterative for a number of steps. So we can do multiple correction steps if we so desire. And when we use this new error correcting mixed precision method, we see that from our no corrections, we now have we see a lot of those errors disappear, and we are now getting smooth convergence out of half precision. And what is really cool is that you would typically not think that when using half precision, you would be able to achieve an error of 10 to the minus 13. That alone is showing us that no free lunch, we're able to manage that and balance that. And the exciting thing is now that we've considered accuracy, we can now consider performance. And to do that, we look at an efficiency plot, efficiency in terms of lower, we want to see lower error. We want to see what method achieves as low an error as possible with a given runtime. And so what we see for no corrections, that half precision, it sticks up here because of its the error, it succumbs to errors from roundoff error, and but what's really exciting, sorry, I'm fumbling over myself. So slow down, calm down a little bit. This is exciting. What we saw was that with mixed double half precision, we are able to achieve almost an order of magnitude of performance gains over double precision. So double precision is over here. but mixed double half is over here. And we see that it maintains almost an order of magnitude of time saves over the traditional not mixed precision method. So sorry, I was getting really excited for that punchline that we were able to see some order of magnitude speed ups. And that's also true for quadruple or extended precision. We see that with no mixed precision versus some with mixed precision, so quadruple half. So we are able to have our lunch and get some awesome benefits from it. So it's really exciting. One thing that I talked about earlier too was energy performance of these methods. We did take a look at that. We found that on the A64FX, that the energy consumption of these methods does scale linearly with time. And we also looked at power consumption. I thought this was really neat. We can see that all of the methods that use half precision are clumped together. All of the methods that use quadruple precision are clumped together, and all of the methods that use double precision are clumped together. So we are indeed seeing that we are using less power by using half precision, but it's on a relatively small scale. It's nothing too exciting. On this energy plot here, if you do zoom in really close to these lines, you will see that there's a slight difference between them, but it's nothing profound. I think the really exciting thing to take away is that we are using a little bit less power, but we are saving, the real energy savings come from the fact that we're saving a lot of time. So conclusions, the key takeaway is that we have a potential to save an appreciable amount of time while still able to maintain high accuracy. Some of our future work, we are looking into more problems. I've been working and talking with Robert and Eva about using some of the SVE instructions. I haven't used, this problem that I just showed was a rather naive implementation. And we are currently trying to solve a larger problem that is capable of making use of the SVE instructions to try and boost our performance even more. We also have more methods. I just showed the implicit midpoint rule. We have more methods that we're looking at that are able to achieve higher accuracy. And so we're looking at implementing those as well. So thank you. Any questions?
Great, thanks a lot, Ben. I think that was very, very interesting. Any questions from somebody?
I have a question, or it's Gaurav. So, hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So, can you tell me about the overhead of that correction algorithm that you used, error correction algorithm in the runtime?
Yes. So you can kind of see it in here because it is the correction step itself is explicit. So it's on the same order of magnitude as the update step itself. So these two steps are basically performing the same computational kernel. So it's like adding, so rather than only one explicit stage, we're basically adding 2 or 3 explicit stages. And the cost of that, I don't have any plots for it here. I do have another plot that shows using no corrections, 1 correction, and 2 corrections. Unfortunately, I don't have that here. But surprisingly, for this problem, the computational cost of using the error correction is very small. When we're talking about a bigger problem, so the problem that we're currently working on is a heat equation problem, 2-dimensional, that the cost of that correction becomes more. So it depends on the problem. In this specific
Correct, yeah.
problem, it's not expensive, but in different problems, it
Yes.
can be expensive. So I don't know if that answers your question concretely.
Kind of. So yeah, that is good. Another question is like you talked about the energy consumption. So if I like talk in terms of magnitude, like if it is X, then what is the X times decrease or increase? Then what can I assume? And also, like, have you compared mixed precision on A64FX versus tensor cores, NVIDIA tensor cores?
Not yet. So the problem with using the NVIDIA tensor cores is we need a larger problem, and that's what we're currently working on, is getting a larger problem. GPU parallelization is a lot harder, and one of the things that we're finding is that half precision, we would like to use BLAS routines for solving some of these larger problems, but with half precision, these BLAS routines don't exist to do these solvers. I'm not too experienced of a programmer, so I'm still learning. This is I'm still a student and still learning about this stuff.
Thank you so much. I mean, that was really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Yep, thanks.
Thank you.
If there's time for one more quick question, could you comment on the size of this problem, the amount of data? We're trying to understand if we're seeing memory bandwidth being the thing that you're speeding up, or if it's actually maybe the floating point itself.
So this is a rather small problem. And we found, so I did look into the memory allocations, and that cost a little bit. Because it's so small, it all fits at the lowest level. So we didn't see any cache misses or anything like that. So this is all, I can pretty confidently say that this is all due to the use of lower precision. The specific gains, I think for this problem in particular, come from the fact that this iterative method, because we're able to reach the tolerance of the iterative method sooner by using half precision, we exit out of the implicit stage a lot quicker. And I think that's where a lot of the benefit comes from using half precision, is that for these iterative methods, you can break out of the iterations sooner and then correct it sooner. So I think that's the best takeaway when talking about the precision.
That's interesting. So it's not just doing the same computation essentially with lower precision. You're actually able to terminate sooner just because of various.
Exactly. Yes.
Testing. Yeah. Very nice.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ben.